Welcome back to another episode of the Supernaturals.
We just made coffee. We're ready to go.
It is I don't know when this episode will come out.
It's an early morning, though.
But it's a foggy, snowy morning.
It is foggy.
I'm in my little blanky wearable blanket thing that my sister got me. Shout out, Casey. Appreciate it.
It does look cozy. I'm not going to lie.
Dude, it's cozy as hell. It's reversible.
Is it warm?
It's super warm.
Yeah.
I don't even have to wear a blanket at night. I can just throw this on and it's like instant insulation.
It's like a Snuggie, right? It's like a Snuggie.
Yeah, I would say it's a better version of a Snuggie because the Snuggie goes all the way down. This just goes to like my waist. So it's cool.
It's just like a hooded blanket or?
Yeah, it's like a hoodie, but it's just a blanket on the inside. And it does have a hood. So it's pretty cool.
I mean, it looks good.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll tell you why it looks good. Fins up, everybody. I think this is the first time I've actually worn something dolphin related on the podcast, other than a hat. I've definitely worn hats, but
True. I haven't worn anything team related on the pod yet.
Why haven't we?
I don't know.
Well, you have your mug.
That's true.
He has a Tampa Bay Bucks mug that was gifted to him by yours truly for Christmas last year.
It was a good gift. I use it a lot.
Yeah, it's a sick mug. I'm like, I have to get one for myself. I'm drinking out of my. No, this is going to be super white girl. Granted, I feel like I am a white girl. I love pumpkin spice. Absolutely. Big fan of pumpkin spice stuff. I mean, everybody's like, oh, you're so white. You're so basic. I'm like, yeah, yeah, I really love pumpkin. I love pumpkin, anything pumpkin. So my mom bought me this mug and it says pumpkin state of mind on it.
Pumpkin
I love
puree.
It's a good mug. Oh yeah. Pumpkin puree.
What a fun day.
Yeah.
You know, with this fog, it kind of reminded me of our drive home from Roswell. I don't think we ever talked about that.
No. And I think the video that's in the vlog isn't going to do it much justice.
But let us tell you,
you were driving, so you go ahead.
That was one of the scariest moments in my entire life. Yeah. The road was straight, and we were going on it for like 90 miles. Mm-hmm. And there were points where I was watching the GPS to make sure I was going in the lane.
On the road.
It was so dense, ridiculously foggy. You couldn't see anything. I had my low lights on because my brights were just way too much.
Yeah.
Because you turn them on, you can't see a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it scared me to death. I'm gripping the steering wheel with both hands, just like, holy fuck, holy fuck, holy fuck.
No, I know. Even I in the passenger seat was up like this. I was just like, oh my God, if we die.
I'm like sitting up in the seat, just like this close to the wheel, going, dude, I don't know if we're gonna make
this. This is the end. This is all right for sure.
I didn't know if we were gonna make it home.
So we, for
sure.
All right, no, yeah, this is the end. Okay, and then all of a sudden you just come over this little hill and it was like done.
Yeah, it was over, and I was like,
what,
dude? Right. My heart was in the bottom of my chest.
That was at what, 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. or whatever. We left at 3, didn't we?
Yeah. It was at 3:30. I think. And yeah, one of the scariest moments I've ever had driving. And I've driven through snow, rain, crazy rain, blizzards, you name it. I've driven it all. And that fog was the most terrifying thing.
God, have I ever said the story about the Durango thing on the pod?
I don't think so.
Okay. So in case you guys, I don't know
if
I've said this or not. Whatever, who cares? Here's the deal. There was one time, this is the worst travel story I think I've ever had in my entire life. So it was my one of my exes and we decided to go to Durango for a couple days, and it was a fun trip. I mean, it was fun. And then we were supposed to come back the next day. And my mom texted me, and she's like, "Hey, you should probably leave early. There's a big storm coming in." And we were supposed to even go on the little railroad thing and down in Durango. And I remember I was like, you know what? We're going to go ahead and not do the railroad, but we'll at least stay and get like breakfast. So we stayed until we were supposed to leave at like 6, and we ended up staying till like 9 or 10 or something like that. And damn, I'm just spilling coffee all over myself. What the fuck is happening?
Maybe your cup is leaking.
I don't know, dude. It's wild. Anyway, I think I'm just because I'm moving it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right.
That's definitely why.
Yeah, it's 100% why. God damn it. All right. Well, now
no,
I know.
Not on the hoodie blanket.
think I just got it.
I feel
on
like
my
if you
sweats.
wash that though, it's gonna not be as soft.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna wash it.
You're gonna have to at some point.
We'll see. Anyway,
Maybe just don't dry it.
yeah, probably the
Anyway,
call.
get back into your story.
Yeah, while I have coffee on my pants. Anyway, so we were just hanging out. It was a good time. We went and got some really good waffles from this little food truck and stuff, and it was fun. Got some coffee, and then we were like, all right, we're gonna hit the road. And by the time we got to Alamosa, like the whole time we were like, there's no weather. There's no, what the hell? I don't see anything. And then we hit Alamosa and there's just a fucking wall of like just black. And I was like, shit, because we had to go through a pass.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, damn, that's tough. Like, this is going to be rough. But she was kind of adamant on not, because I was like, we might have to stay at Alamosa. I was like, and she goes, no, she's like, we're going home tonight. And I was like, okay.
Risk our safety. Why don't you?
I was like, okay. And she's like, you have a nice car. She's like, people don't know how to drive in the snow. I'm from Minnesota or whatever.
Two-hand grip in the wheel.
She's like, I'm from Wisconsin. She's like, people don't know how to drive in the snow. I was like, all right. I mean, I agree with that statement, but there is a difference between like
driving in the snow
and then driving in like
a mountain
complete
pass.
whiteout mountain pass. Yeah. You don't have mountains in Wisconsin, honey. Like you don't get that. So my dumbass just trying to be, you know, a fucking simp. I said, all right, yeah, I'll do whatever you want. And then I was like, for sure. So we drove halfway through. Swear, I thought it was just, she's like, see, this isn't bad. You know, little flakes. And we get to a certain point and I saw the entire highway was like kind of coated in snow. And I go, all right, well, this is getting worse. And then the flakes started getting like fat. And we kind of get through this little like the mountain was going steep on the left side and then and then steep down on the right side. And I remember that there was just a line of cars and I go, what the hell? So we stopped. Literally they just, we were like, what do we do? You know, how long is this going to take? Bro, I was looking around just watching the snow just like dump. I was like, damn, we might not make it out of this like freeway or this highway. I was like, we are so screwed. And then I saw people getting out of their cars, like walking up, trying to talk to people. And then I was like, all right, I'm going out. I'm trying to see what's going on. I was like, you stay here. I'm going. And so I walked out and I was like, hey man, what's going on? And this guy was like, yeah. So it goes up a couple miles, a semi tilted and is covering the entire highway. And I was like, are you serious? And he's like, yeah, they shut down the road to the pass. Like, he's like, we have no idea when this is going to be a thing. And he's like, so they just want to make sure that everybody's got blankets and stuff. He's like, they're bringing in like cars, like cops, and they're bringing in like blankets for people and stuff in case they have to spend the night. I was like, oh, hell no. Nah. Like, we could have stayed at a nice ass hotel in like Alamosa, which would have been nice. But I'm like, could have done that. Now I'm going to have to sleep in my damn car. So I come back, I tell her that. She's all pissed because she's like, I'm supposed to be home tonight. I was like, I fucking don't know what you want me to do. It's like, I can't control this shit. Like, what the hell? And then it's at the end of the day, basically, like, they were able to clear the semi. I don't know how. I never saw it, but I did see cars were starting to move. And then there were some of the cops and they were like, all right, go ahead. I swear it was like nighttime now, straight up darkness. And you're driving on this like 2-lane highway through this pass. Like, they literally stopped the other side of like cars coming one way. Mm-hmm. So then we could have the full road because it was so, and I honestly, if I tapped the brakes, I'd like slide like 10 feet. It was insanity. So we finally get to,
how fast were you going?
Probably 15 miles an hour. Not even kidding. And she's like, this isn't even that bad. I was like, you want to drive? Do you want to drive? Like, literally, this is insane. So
you don't know how much stress is on the driver.
I remember she was like, she called her dad and she's like, sorry, we just hit a storm and stuff. And I was like, well, I'm getting her home safe. I'll tell you that. And she's like, yeah, but like, we're kind of going slow. I'm like, you're going to be home safe. You're going to be home. Would you rather be home safe or would you rather not be home at all? Like, what the fuck, man? What kind of girls I'd be dating, dude? I swear to God. Anyway. So I was like, all right.
Ungrateful.
It was crazy. It was like so. It wasn't like because it was condescending. It wasn't like she was actually like trying to be an ass.
I know.
But it was like that little like condescending. I think honestly, it's like when you're in a frustrating situation like that, you know, tempers get, you know, flared, and it's kind of like but. Also, like, I'm the one fucking driving. Let me drive. Yeah. Like, just stop talking about it. So we get to.
It's true. You did let me drive when I was.
I did.
You were just sitting there. You were like, just,
shit.
Yeah, you were just like, Jake, can you see? I'm all right, man.
I'm like, if you got to pull over, pull over. That was it. That was about all I said.
There was no other car though, so that was nice.
Thank God for that. Yeah. No, but we got there, and all of a sudden it was just. I can't remember where we got, but we got past the thing, and there was this whole line of people, and they said that they were closing the pass down. And I stopped at this gas station that was right next to it because we finally got out. And it's middle of a blizzard, and he's like, dude, I have to get to Durango tomorrow for like a wedding or something. And I go, dude, we just came from Durango, and you are not getting through that. I was like, it's a bad idea. And he goes, oh, I know this other route, so I'm gonna go this way. And I'm like, all right, man, like, you know, here, good luck. I even dapped him up, and I was like, good luck, man. Yeah, I don't know.
That is bizarre.
Anyway, so sorry about that crazy ass long story and stuff, but why don't you tell us a little bit about what we're going to talk about today?
No, I thought those stories were really good. They kind of tied together, not necessarily to the subject we're talking about today.
No, you literally just said it's foggy out, and then you talked about the fog, and then I just talked about my horrible driving experience, and then that was it.
We're coming back from Roswell. That was crazy.
Yeah,
and I figured we had to say it to our listeners. Be like, this is the scariest shit we went through.
Yeah, we are
while trying to make that episode.
I'm sure that's not going to be the last thing either that we go through. No, I know. We're going to be making these episodes, and there's going to be some crazy ass travel stories.
We lost our fucking bags flying to wherever.
Yeah, we are going to tell you guys those stories when they happen, though, because
of course.
It's, you know, it's kind of part of the fun. I mean, for us, it's going to be stressful as shit, but for you guys, it'll be fun. So
exactly. Yeah. So today, we're talking about something very interesting.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's a Jake-led episode.
You know, Cal, how much of the internet have you actually explored?
Besides porn? I'm just kidding. No. Honestly, probably. You remember that picture?
You've been in the deep darks of the regular internet. You probably found some crazy shit.
I think the furthest thing I've looked up is like crime photos. Like I see like crime photos of
but that's
crime scenes.
You could just Google that.
Yeah, I think that's probably the extent of the most like messed up stuff that I've seen on the internet. I mean, I've seen people like die. Yeah. That's not fun, and it's by complete accident. I don't just look up like person dying, but
you're just watching a video and someone might get hit by a car. Or
and you're just crazy. Like, God damn, like what the, that's just crazy.
Like what was that video that was going
police
around?
Body cams, dude. You know,
those
when there's like a shooting or something, I watch the police body cams because it's like, this is gonna be I am always like, let's fucking go when they just mob the shooter.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like,
those are crazy situations.
Fucker. Like I hate that shit.
Dude, I can't imagine being a cop and going in there going like, holy shit.
I know.
Dude.
No, that shit's just so bad.
Dude. You know you're probably gonna get shot at.
Oh, 100%. But I also think it's like I think the worst thing, if I was a cop, the worst thing would be when you're running to get to the shooter, and you probably see like people that he's already gotten through. Mm-hmm. And that I think would be the worst part.
Yeah.
I think that would fuel me to be like, I'm going to.
You got to take him out.
Put my entire clip in this guy.
It's a crazy world. What things live on the internet.
I hate that shit. Like if you got issues, fucking deal with it yourself, dude. Don't take it out on other people. The fuck.
It's true.
Deal with your own shit. Everybody else has to. You know what? If you go out and you shoot, like you do like shootings, you're a pussy. Fuck you. It's true, man. Shit pisses me off.
Yeah. I hate those situations.
Really irritates me. It's like nobody else did anything to you.
It happens so often.
I know. I'm just like, nobody else did anything to you.
Oh, I know.
It's like, why the fuck are you taking it out on other people?
Oh, especially if they go to like like a children's school.
Oh my
dude.
God. That's
It's like really.
It's unfortunate that there's not something worse than death that like you can give somebody like that.
I know.
I mean, I would like cut off their nuts and like make them eat them or some shit. you have to think of like something truly messed up like that.
Torturous as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Let's
completely.
bring back the Middle Ages, man. Swords and shit.
Death by beheaded.
Remember when in Game of Thrones you could be like a trial by combat?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be so sick.
Well,
sorry, another tangent. Sorry, you got me all riled up again.
So crazy shit's all over the internet.
Yes, there's a lot. You can see a lot on the internet, on the base level of the internet. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're talking not the base level.
What are we talking? There's another level.
Not the deep web, but the dark web.
The deep web.
Yeah.
But the dark web.
Yeah.
What's the difference, Jake?
Oh, I'll tell you. The dark web seems like a very daunting place to go, let alone figure out how to get to. Well, something I find quite interesting is the so-called dark web is actually legal to anonymously surf. Isn't that kind of weird?
Wait,
it's legal. You can surf
to
it.
the dark web?
Yeah, you can go to it legally.
I thought it was illegal.
Get there.
Oh.
Now, of course, everything has its pros and cons. While yes, it may be legal to browse, it does not hide you from the horror that lurks within its cracks. An abundance of illicit and illegal purposes live in a place like this.
Yeah, but then if it's legal, how do they see? Like how do like cops see, or like cyber security people? How do they like?
Well,
if
you actually are like purchasing things and stuff like that, that's when it gets. No one can see that.
Oh well,
it's anonymous.
So then shouldn't you just like try to ban the dark web? Like,
I think people can just make browsers and stuff that can get to it all the time.
Yeah, isn't there like well, you'll get that.
There are many ways to get to the dark web, but to do it safely is another challenge. While it may not be the hardest task you have done in your life, it does take some extra work to get there. It all starts with getting a solid VPN. Free ones will work, but can be quite sketchy depending on the company you download it from. Now, we should clarify there is a difference between the deep web and the dark web. Now, the deep web consists of sites where you need passwords or some sort of special links to access these sites and cannot be found by common search engines like Google. The dark web, you don't necessarily log into, but it's encrypted, anonymous, and untraceable, which is why you need to use VPNs and certain Tor browsers to access.
That's what it was, Tor.
Yeah, it's Tor. And everything like on it is like .onion.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking the onion thing.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah. So everything on there is .onion is how you get to like the sites and you can search things. It's like, I think it's DuckDuckGo. It's like the search browser that comes with the Tor browser.
Interesting.
So it's interesting. DuckDuckGo.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm like, DuckDuckBro is kind of a funny thing to go to some crazy ass like part of the web. No, I remember seeing there's a picture and it's like an iceberg. Like a little, and then there's like the tip of the iceberg, and it's like
main
that's
web.
The main web, and then everything else was like the dark web.
Deep and then dark.
Yeah,
is how it goes.
Crazy.
You know, there's a lot of things you can find on the dark web, and I'm curious what you think is out there. I know you probably know a few things.
I know a couple. I know that you can straight up get Agent 47 from Hitman. You can. I know you can do that. I know you can get like every drug you possibly could want on there. Like all the shits, all the hurts. And then I know that you can there's like the super effed up stuff is that you can like go to chat rooms and watch people like die and get tortured and shit. Yeah. At least that's what I've been told. I don't know. I've never been there, so I don't know. I also don't want to go there. As I stated before, I don't like seeing that shit. In a movie, absolutely. In real life, no, I'm okay. I'm all the way good on that.
Yeah, those are good. I like. They're scary. This is a scary place.
Yeah. It's real fear though.
It is.
That's what it's real fear. It's
I
not
know.
like, oh, I'm in a haunted house. And,
Oh,
you're
I know.
No, it's real shit, son.
But it's curiosity that drives people there.
But curiosity also kills the cat. Are you a cat or are you a dog?
So I won't be killed. Well, of course, it does consist of buying and selling drugs, whether they range from recreational to pharmaceutical even.
Damn, you can get some oxy on that bitch?
Easily.
Some perks?
Anything. Anything you want. You can buy and sell weapons, passwords, identities, and other harmful things.
So like Jason Bourne probably uses the dark web?
Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, he probably has other connections that allow him to get.
I mean, you're right, but like
you know?
also like, okay, if I ever need to like go on the lam, as they say, isn't that what they say? On the run, on the lam?
Is it on the lamb?
I thought, isn't it on the lam?
I don't know.
Am I being a dumbass right now? I don't know. If I'm ever on the lamb or on the sheep or whatever on the farm animal, I'm going to change my name to
And you're right.
Old McDonald.
You're right, though. Chat rooms are a big thing there.
Yeah.
That's like the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Ranging from good to bad.
What's the good kind of chat room?
I would just assume good chat rooms are just they're messaging people about random shit. Maybe asking questions like almost
You think
Reddit.
there's like sports chat rooms on the dark web?
Potentially. Shit, there could be anything, dude. Anything.
Just like, hey man, did you check out my new parlay?
It's
Yeah,
not-
dude, I got you.
It's not all bad.
Yeah. I mean, I guess
But we do hear the horror stories that come from it.
well,
right?
yeah, because a thing called the dark web, if it was like,
It sounds intimidating.
yeah, dude, what the hell? There's a reason why you get in Star Wars, you have the light side and you have the dark side. The dark side is like crazy as shit. Now, I'd like to go to the dark side in Star Wars, but hey, that's just because the Jedi have all these goddamn rules. Anyway, go ahead.
Plus, we were talking about how all like villains and such in movies like Marvel and everything.
Yeah.
They always have the cooler shit.
They always have the best shit. We were watching Endgame recently. We're doing like a Marvel rewatch. And we were watching Endgame, and there's a part where Thanos pulls up, and they have like these crazy ass like drill things that are, and then like this massive army, and it's like, why don't we have that
Dude,
shit?
their ships
Like,
are flying. They're like dragon-looking robotic things are flying through the air, and the good guys are just standing there. Captain
It's just
America's
Cap.
shield. He's just standing on the ground.
Shield's all fucked up, and it's just him. It's like, cool. That's do you remember Transformers 3 Dark of the Moon, when Shockwave pulls up and he's got the big worm, and you know it starts drilling through the building, and the one dude Tyrese Gibson, he looks down and he's like, why do Decepticons always get the good shit? It's like, it's true, the bad guys always get the best shit. I think it's just to raise the stakes.
Well, 100%. And I always thought Decepticons like actual vehicles were so much cooler than
because they
Autobots.
looked badass
like
as hell.
Starscream, dude.
He's
Being
a
able to-
jet.
That's so OP.
So sick. When Megatron was like the truck, the first one he was like that crazy jet, and then the second one he was a fucking like tank that could like fly, and then the third one he was like this crazy like safari truck thing, and then when he transformed he had like a cloak and stuff. I'm like, dude, you look sick.
Villains always get the good stuff.
They always look so much cooler too. Like Kylo Ren with his the mask where it's like, he breaks his helmet and then he reforges it together so it has all the red like glowing like, why didn't Luke Skywalker have that shit? That's sick.
I know. Oh man, yeah, they always get the good stuff, and then somehow the heroes always succeed.
Well, yeah, it's just to raise the
I
stakes.
know.
But yeah.
Going back to the dark web, though,
Yeah.
I've been there. Dun, dun, dun.
You've been to the dark web.
I have done it. I've done it, and this is my story.
Oh, shit. Oh. I actually don't know this, everybody, so this is a first for me.
I'm going to start this by stating, well, yes, I have been to the dark web, and this is my experience. It is nothing too crazy, but I was shocked by what I actually discovered. A couple friends and I decided one day that we were going to go check out the dark web. So we planned a day, got together, and we did the usual of setting up. Download the VPN, download the Tor browser, and away we went. Now, we were warned that in doing this, to be wary of certain links in chat rooms. Of course, right? You don't want to go to those crazy things.
Yeah.
It's scary as hell. While browsing and when searching, we did come across some search results that seemed odd. So what did we do? Of course, as curious teenagers, we clicked the links. Why? Because you think you're indestructible as a teenager.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
You think nothing can hurt you. This led us to a chat room, and my heart immediately dropped. My hands started to tremble with fear. My heart might have even skipped a beat. I quickly tried to find the back button as I remembered learning to not interact with them. I knew people did, and some could be harmless, but did I really want to take that chance? Once backing out, we all looked at each other in shock, and then continued browsing. We found all sorts of crazy cheap things, whether it was super cheap jewelry, or illegal drugs, or even just random things. If you could think of it, you could find it there. While this was more of just curiosity drive that led us to the dark web, I have heard the horrors of the dark web, and while our experience was pretty tame, one must be careful when diving into the unknown, untracked territory.
So when you went onto the chat room, what were they talking about? Do you remember?
I was too scared.
Yeah.
I didn't even look at the messages. I immediately was just like, oh shit.
You're like, oh, fuck, chat room.
Yeah. I didn't even want to take any chances, dude.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was really, really mild experience, but
yeah,
I did see crazy shit. And yeah, I chose not to ever go back there because
it's fair.
It's probably for the best, you know?
I would say so. I just I know my buddy that I used to talk to, he used to find videos like that, like crazy videos. He would like find them on the dark web. Cuz I know people, they would browse it. I mean, it was a big deal when I was in high school, and he sent me a video one day and I watched it and it was horrible. It was horrible.
He sent you a video?
I didn't know what it was. Mm-mm. He sent me like just random videos, but then he sent me this one, no message, no nothing. And I was like, what the hell is this? It looked like a bunch of people like surrounding like something. And then I was like, what the hell? And I clicked it. And then I saw it and I go, oh my God. Now I don't know if I'm going to say it, but basically it was like a drug cartel filming an execution. Mm. And I didn't watch the full thing. I remember seeing it and just being like, what in God's name am I watching? And then I just like left, but I definitely saw a bit of it. Let me just say it reminded me.
It was graphic.
Do you know Ghost Rider?
Yeah.
That.
Really?
You know, like, yeah, that's
Jeez.
the best way I can put it without just full on describing it.
Horrifying.
Straight up Ghost Rider.
Now, I did turn to Reddit.
Okay.
And I found someone that had a story about the dark web as well. And I asked them if I could use his story. And here it is.
What's his name? Should we give him a shout out?
I don't remember his name.
No. Well, dude, yeah. Shout out.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hope you're enjoying the episode so far. We have a bunch of other stories and stuff like this too. If you just want to check it out, yep. Season 1's everywhere now. Also check out our Patreon. Not streaming now. Check out our Patreon down below. I'm just kidding.
Quick ad read. I was bored to death. A week earlier, I was caught in a car accident. I broke both my legs, and according to the doctors who treated me, it would take about 3 months before I could walk again. Great. My friend Kyle visited me and I told him how bored I was. It felt like I was trapped in my room, unable to go outside without help. I tried everything people suggested to keep boredom at bay. Binge watching Netflix, reading books, playing video games, everything. Well, Kyle began, as if he was about to suggest something. I can suggest you do something you've never done before, something you wouldn't normally see. It'll keep your boredom away for at least a month. That sounded good, but we all know something good always comes with a but. So I asked him directly, but it's not safe, he said. Hey, I got into an accident. I broke both of my legs, I said, pointing at my legs while sitting in my wheelchair. Don't talk to me about safe right now, I complained. A moment later, Kyle suggested I browse through the dark web, places where things weren't available on the surface. Something dark, weird, illegal, you name it. Kyle was a tech guy, so he knew how to access the dark web safely. He taught me exactly how to do it and warned me not to stray from his instructions. Pretty nerve-wracking if someone's like, don't go anywhere else.
Yeah. I also think that would kind of suck because you're like if let's say you were like, Cal, let's get on the dark web. And I was like, okay, for sure. If I saw something I didn't want to see, I would just like get up and like walk away. This poor dude is in a wheelchair. So, I mean, what is he going to just like wheel away? I mean, I just feel like that sucks. Like that's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He like has to sit there and take it.
Yep. Sure, I said. So I spent the next few days sitting at my PC in my wheelchair browsing the dark web. I shouldn't have been...
Wait, 3 days? Is that what he's...
A few days. Few days, okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I shouldn't have been surprised when I stumbled across an internet TV website similar to YouTube. The difference was that the content on this site was illegal. It included things like child pornography and people eating other people.
Oh, good God.
Yeah. Fun, well, it's not a fun, really fun fact, kind of a disturbing fact is the dark web is like notorious for child pornography.
Oh, God.
Like bad.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm not kidding.
Chris Hansen, where you at?
Can't track him.
Oh, fuck.
It's really disturbing. It's fucked, dude.
Oh, gross, man.
Yeah, like food ASMR videos, except this was about eating actual human flesh.
Oh, no.
Or maybe fake ones staged to look like human flesh.
Fucking better be.
Either way, watching them eat their so-called human flesh disgusted me so much that I almost threw up within the first few seconds.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh, and snuff films. For those unfamiliar with the term, a snuff film is a purported genre of movies where a person is actually murdered or commits suicide.
Yeah. Yeah.
There were a few false snuff films circulated in cinema history. These were marketed as real, but weren't. However, the channel I found on the dark web, called Murder TV, claimed that the murders broadcasted were real. But having seen several false snuff films before, I knew how realistic they could look thanks to amazing special effects. So yeah, I enjoyed watching the channel, convinced it was just a false snuff, a channel broadcasting so-called live murders on the internet. The murders in each video looked disturbingly realistic for amateur filmmakers. I had to admit, they were creative. Each new victim was killed in a different way designed to keep things fresh. As a fan of horror and slasher movies, the site and the channel successfully kept me entertained for several days. Impressive, really. But one night, when I logged back in, the channel horrified me. I felt choked. I got goosebumps. I had the urge to run and escape, but with my legs broken, I couldn't. Murder TV had a unique upload pattern. They released 2 new videos weekly, one video of a live murder and another uploaded a few hours later. The second video was only 15 seconds long and contained a static image. The image, according to the description, was a photograph of a person they would murder live in their next video the following week. That night, when I opened the 15-second video, I saw the face of their next victim, my face.
You for real, bro? Shit.
Murder TV.
This is crazy, dude. Okay.
Whether you want to believe him or not, chilling.
Yeah, no, that's like, imagine seeing that.
I mean, I can see how it could be real. Now, maybe his face is a little bit dramatized, maybe. However, I do believe that Murder TV could definitely be a real thing.
You remember 22 Jump Street when he's like, Oh yeah, people call me that. Old plain face.
They call
They
you
call
that?
you that? Yeah. Anyway. No, but yeah, that's Jesus, dude. That's insanity.
I know. It's wild what kind of shit is out there, man. That most people just have no idea is just floating around.
No, that's nuts, man. That's nuts.
Like even your identity could just be on the dark web.
Better not be.
It could be.
Better not be. There's only one me. And unless you're 6'7", I doubt it. Fool. Just kidding.
Now, following up this chilling story.
Well, to be honest, really quick, if I was him, if I saw that, it's straight up lockdown city, and it's like
I gotta leave the city.
I'm getting like I'm pulling out the shoddy and like sitting by the door, you know,
in your wheelchair.
Yeah, and I won't be going to bed for a week. You know the upload schedule now, so you know when the live is coming. It's freaking COD zombies now. Let's go.
It's true.
Barricade the windows. Fetch me their souls. You're like, all right, let's go.
With chilling stories comes chilling ideas, leading me to the movie Unfriended, the dark web.
Wait, what happened to the guy?
That was the end of the story.
No, are you serious?
That's the end of the story.
We got to get him back. I want an update.
Shit, we could get him on the pod.
Let's get him on the pod. Homie. Please, we need you. I want to know what happened. Damn.
Yep. That is the end.
Oh, that's so. I just got blue ball. Dude, that's freaking nuts.
I know.
What happened? I mean, obviously he lived if he was able to post it on Reddit, but I'm just like, dude, what'd you do? Crazy.
Lived to tell the tale.
Yeah. All right.
Moving to that movie.
Yeah.
Once again, Unfriended, the dark web.
Yeah,
Dealing with
I've seen that.
the dark web.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this.
Ask me.
Webcam movies are unique, right?
Yeah.
Do you actually like them? Do you find them enjoyable to watch, or are you kind of bored by them?
No,
Or what do you feel about those?
I hate them. I think it's trash. I think it's a cool idea. I think that it's not something I would just sit down and watch. I will say there was one of them called Searching, and I did thoroughly enjoy that one because it was like a full-on mystery. These Unfriended movies where you're just watching these people like die in front of their webcam by some random, it's like, I'm sorry, a random Skype user joining my thing is not going to freak me out.
Fair enough.
And I don't know. It's not for me. It's kind of, we talked about this the other day. Those movies where like everything happens in one location, they're impressive if you can pull them off and actually have a good story, but they're kind of just not for me. I like the adventure and the kind of
you like being transported to different places.
Yeah. I like just, I'm not in one place every day. So it's like,
plus we do appreciate really good cinematography.
Yeah.
And with that comes obviously the locations.
Exactly.
Right?
Cinematography is a big deal. And it's like when you just get a movie and then like maybe they hit you with something emotional and then they show like, maybe they have like a film score or like a song going and you just see like a shot of like nature or something like that. Like imagine if The Revenant was just all takes place like in the camp
or in a cabin, right?
Or in a cabin.
You're
just kind of like, all right, this is
he's just trying to survive in like this broke down cabin that after like, the bear attack.
It's like, no, I love The Revenant because you're watching this man go from the woods to the mountains to the rivers to the what, like, and you're seeing all this wilderness and it feels like you're there. So having that on like one side of the spectrum and then the other side where you're just watching a computer screen with a bunch of different boxes with people in it, I'd pick the cinematography freaking nature thing every time.
Oh yeah, 100%. You know? Well, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the movie if you haven't watched it, or if you have.
I know a little bit about it too.
Well, also the viewers. Yeah. Not just you.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me. But
yeah. Well, I am talking to everybody. So we're going to dive into that a little bit. Spoiler alert.
Oh, yeah. Spoiler!
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, Unfriended, the dark web is a webcam movie that deals with what it is like to get into the wrong side of the web. The movie starts off with a guy named Matthias who claims to get a new computer off of Craigslist. Yes, he went the cheap route. and the previous owner did not seem to wipe the computer. Well, that is because a little later in the movie, you figure out he stole it. He begins by signing into his Facebook. Yes, I said Facebook. This movie's pretty old. He is talking to...
I'm still on Facebook. The fuck?
Facebook's old. Let's be real.
Ladies, Facebook, man.
He begins by signing into his Facebook. Oh, I already said that. God damn it. Now you got me twisted.
You're fine.
He is talking to a woman who appears to be his girlfriend. He has been working on this app, and he wanted to show her the progress he made. She is deaf, so he made this application that will create small clips of himself signing to her as he speaks.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. That was kind of sweet.
Really cool.
Yeah, that was kind of sweet. I remember that.
She ends up getting mad at him for not knowing how to sign well and not understanding it. And also saying that it helps her understand him, but not him understand her. Because he still can't sign.
Yeah.
She eventually hangs up and goes offline. He was supposed to meet his friends for a game night, but since some of the friends were not feeling up to it or somewhat sick, they decided to do it over Skype. Hence the whole idea of the webcam movie.
Mm-hmm.
Skype is also a pretty old app.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't even know if anyone uses now. Yeah, I don't even know if anyone uses Skype.
It's funny if they did another Unfriended, it would 100% be Zoom.
Yeah. Oh, 1,000%. While on the Skype call with his friends, he begins to get strange messages on the previous owner's account. He logs out of his Facebook account and notices that the email and password are saved on the computer. So what does he do? He decides to log into their account and check out the messages. As he was looking at the messages and on the Skype call, his computer kept crashing. So he asks his friend for some advice. They tell him that the hard drive could be full and to check that out. Well, he stumbles across some hidden folders on the drive and figures out how to show them. He discovers that these hidden folders contain a bunch of video clips of random people doing a variety of normal to weird activities. He then receives a message from a person named... Now, in the movie, they say Sharon, but I've also read that I think they were talking about the Greek mythology character, which is actually Karen.
Okay.
And he gets it. So I'm going to say Karen.
For sure.
So he gets a message from a person named Karen68. Karen is a character in Greek mythology that is the ferryman of the underworld. The message asks if he got the money in his account and to talk on something called the river. Matthias opens up the river and it basically acts as a VPN to connect to the dark web. It then pops up, open a chat room, and he starts receiving messages from this Karen68 again. While all this is happening, his friends are watching him respond to this mysterious person and talking about the situation. Now, I'm not going to spoil everything, but throughout the movie, the person whose laptop he stole is basically blackmailing and watching Matthias in order to get the laptop back. Now, there's definitely more to the story, but you will just have to watch it for yourself. The reviews for the movie are not the best, but sometimes critics and others bash movies that are actually pretty decent. I bet a lot of people didn't like this movie because it is all on a webcam, but I actually think the movie was pretty good. Sometimes cheesy, but the story behind it and the acting is fairly solid. The best Unfriended franchise movie so far. Granted, there's only 2, but
yeah, better.
It still was way better than the first one.
I remember watching it in theaters, and I remember I didn't like it, but I did think like it was the most believable. Mm-hmm. Like of that, because it was kind of real, it wasn't like a ghost or whatever, the first one. And so it made a little bit more sense.
It was like an actual person.
Yeah.
Like
and I will say
shit.
The other thing that intrigued me was that, did you know that there was 2 alternate endings?
I did know them. I have not actually seen them.
Yes. So in theaters, apparently you would just go in and you didn't know what ending you would get.
Really?
Like they had 2 different showings with 2 different endings. So you could just go in and have a different ending than somebody else. I find
that pretty cool.
I do too. I think that's sick.
Like, you don't know which one you're going to get, so you might have to go see it again. It's actually a really good marketing ploy to get them to rewatch your movie, right? Or at least buy another ticket.
Yeah. Yeah. So, no, that's cool.
Yeah, no, the movie wasn't bad. I know you had your thoughts on the film, so
yeah, you
probably didn't like it as much.
Not much. But
like you said earlier, you aren't a big webcam movie guy.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny, though. I mean, it is a different situation, but it's kind of similar to found footage in a sense. Similar, not necessarily the same, but, you know, it's that grainy camera. It's not like
I get
high quality.
I just think, I don't know, found footage is cool to me because it's,
feels just like you're there, right?
If we were walking through the woods like in Blair Witch or some shit and some crazy stuff was happening, I would 100% pull out my camera and be like, guys, look at this. This is crazy. Right, yeah. I would just try to vlog everything because nobody's going to believe you. So you try to vlog it all, record it all, and then, you know, just see what happens. But an Unfriended movie like those, you're kind of just, I don't know. I FaceTime you guys. It's like if we were on FaceTime, like, Ray calls us and he's like, guys, let's play some Fort. I'd be like, all right, bro, like, let me just, and then all of a sudden some random fucking person just joins. I'd be like, who the fuck is that? And then if it was just like some weird shit and it'd be like, or whatever, I'd be like, I'm gonna hang up.
Yeah, just hang up.
All right, guys, let's cook these kids. Like, that would be it.
Yeah, I mean, there was some blackmailing on. They couldn't hang up. There was a lot of the story they had. They
couldn't hang up. I'm just
simple. It's like when we talked about the other day, or I would say other day, but like a few episodes back, I'd say, is if movies went a certain way, they wouldn't be a movie.
Yeah.
Right.
It's true. I'm just saying, like, found footage is different because you're like, if you're in the woods, you're in the woods. And your backup of like telling people your story is you film, you record it. So it's cool.
It's true.
Yeah. Like, oh, some guys just calling me. Yeah. Anyway, like,
true.
That's it.
But you also didn't steal someone's laptop.
No.
And that's the big lesson here, right?
Don't steal.
Don't steal people's shit. Like, come on. And then you would never have gotten in that situation.
Unfriended dark web isn't about not going on the dark web, guys. It's about just not stealing.
Well, never go to the chat rooms. Also, if a computer has something called the river on it, that's pretty sketchy. It's just strange.
Oh yeah, wait, and then I forgot. Wasn't the river? It was just like it looked like Minecraft, like boat or something. Yeah. I remember that.
You know, based on what I said about the dark web, right? Do you think this movie kind of portrays the experience that we've talked about pretty closely, or do you think it's stretched, or what do you think?
I don't know. I haven't been on the dark web, so I'm not 100% sure. I can't really,
maybe even based on the experiences that we've talked about on the pod today.
I still don't think so. I think maybe it's dramatized for the sake of being a movie.
Sure.
I do think that if you choose to go in these chat rooms and you see some pretty messed up stuff like what you were talking about, that's your choice. The fact that you went on there, because you could very well just not do it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Nothing would ever happen. So it's kind of just, I don't know. I think it's definitely dramatized. So, but yeah, I'm definitely, after what you've said, that's the last thing I want to see. So I just don't think I'm ever going to go to the dark web. I think this is something I think I just can die knowing, like, I
don't
like,
care.
Right.
I didn't go there. I'm fine with it.
I want to, I'm definitely the kind of person where I'm like, when I'm on my deathbed, I want to be like, I did everything that I possibly could do. But surfing the dark web is one that I'm like okay with not doing. You know, God, my neck is killing me
from today.
Yeah, nerves are acting up.
Does the dark web like scare you, intrigue you? What are your emotions behind it?
I think it intrigues me from some of the stuff that's on there. I mean, how could you not be a little curious? I think it's just something that you're like, this exists and it's just able to, like, we could just hop on the computer and just be there.
It is a little hard to access.
Well,
right?
Aren't there like hella viruses and shit on there too?
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah. So I'm just like, to me, I mean, if it's something that we can just hop on and do and just get scared, it's like, oh, okay, you know, but
it's like watching a scary YouTube video or something.
See,
right?
for me, it's different though. That's what I'm saying is at least when I watch like these videos on YouTube, like I said, the police body cam and stuff, I at least know they're going to like blur out certain things. And,
right.
You know,
where this is just, it's no blur.
It's no blur.
Yeah.
And the difference is it's not like you're seeing, like if I'm on YouTube and I'm watching a police body cam, you're watching it because you're trying to see like police doing their job and you're trying to see like I don't know, how other people act and kind of like, okay, is it justified that they had like it ended like that or, you know, whatever. And I think the difference is that the other thing is there's like a lot of malicious intent on it, right? I mean, child pornography, really? Like that's fucking disgusting.
Well,
like
it can't be on the regular web.
No, but like what I'm saying is
people
like
put it there.
That's why I'm like I'm okay with not going on that.
People
you know?
go and watch that shit.
Yeah, I can't believe that. That's so disgusting, man. Like, bro, if you're like 50 years old, like go out and hit on a grandma. What are you doing?
Big time facts.
It's like,
dude.
sorry, dude. Like that part of your life is over. You can't be hitting on like 20-year-olds anymore or whatever.
It's not even
like,
20s, dude. It's
no,
like
I'm trying to just make it sound not as bad.
Yes. I get you. It's true. I do want to leave this discussion open though, because I want to hear from our fans. I want to see if anyone else has dove into the dark web.
Yeah,
send us stories.
Maybe we'll do a part 2.
Yeah, we might. Just full fan run.
That's a good idea.
Maybe run.
In season 3 we'll do a part 2 where you guys can
send your stories, just like the one we had.
The creepy or not the creepypasta.
Well, we got creepypastas too coming, but
the Halloween.
Yes.
Yeah.
So send us your stories, spooky, whatever you got. We'll read them.
Yes.
And you might be on the pod because I find these stories just so fun.
Also, please tell us if you want us to use your name or not, because if you want a shout out, we got you. But if you don't, then please let us know. We'll change the names. We'll do all that. So.
Yep. And, you know, that's kind of where we leave it.
Yeah.
It's the end. Log off. Close down the Tor browser.
You know,
throw it out, computer out.
Have you ever seen Ted 2?
Yeah.
The thing that this kind of reminds me of is there's that one scene where they're chilling on the couch and Ted's like, oh yeah, you mind if I go check out he's like, go do this on your laptop, send an email. And he's like, yeah, man, yeah, no problem. And he just walks over and it's just quiet. And you just hear, what the fuck? And then he's like, what? And he's like, there's so much porn. And he's like, I don't know. He's like, what the fuck? He's like, there's thousands of files here. He's like, well, what are you doing? Looking at my private shit. He's like, private shit? It's wide open.
Yeah. What a funny movie.
They take the computer and they break it. And then he's like, okay, are we good? And he's like, no, somebody could still... a genius could rewire it together or whatever. He's like, we have to go bury this in the harbor. And they go out and they're just fucking like bury it in the water. It's so funny. God, that is such a funny movie too. Ted 2. Do you ever seen the one scene with Liam Neeson? It's like a cameo because, you know, he's friends with Seth MacFarlane, but Ted's working at the shop, like Walmart or whatever.
It's the grocery store.
Yeah, the grocery store. And all of a sudden, like, you just see a box of tricks, like, hit the thing and it just zooms up and it's fucking Liam Neeson. And he's like, hey, Ted's like, what's up? And he's like, so I've been led to believe that tricks are exclusively for children. Is that true? Ted's like, well, that's what they say on the commercials. And he's like, and is that enforced by law? And Ted's like, I don't think so. He's like, he goes, so if I purchase this cereal and I take it home with me, I won't be followed. He's like, no, man, that's we don't do that here. And he's like, all right. And he like fucking pulls out like a little like 5 and he just hands it to him. And he's like, I won't forget what you did for me today. Ted's like, I prefer that you did. Now, the funny thing about that, the whole scene is that the post-credit scene, there's a post-credit scene after all of the credits. And it's fucking Liam Neeson limping back into the shop, like into the grocery store. He's all beat to shit and he fucking slams the tricks. It's all broken and shit, like on the thing. And he just walks out. It's so funny, dude. I had no idea. And one day I was just like on my phone while the credits were rolling. And all of a sudden I was just like, there was that scene. And I go, what the no, how did I miss this? I've seen that movie like 10 times.
Yeah. What a classic. What a funny movie. Seth MacFarlane's a funny dude.
Yeah, he is.
like 1,000 Ways to Die in the West is hilarious.
That is a
dude.
funny movie. Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, we appreciate you tuning in. I hope you like this episode, and I hope you send your stories so we can have a part 2.
Yeah.
It'll be really awesome. Looking forward to hopefully reading those. And yeah, thanks again. This has been an episode of The Supernaturals.
Really quick, don't forget to send us ideas for new episodes and things like that. I mean, we have plenty of ideas, but if there's a story that you want us to talk about, maybe a case, unsolved mystery, murder case, all that stuff, a haunting, whatever, just send us what the title is and we'll dive into it, so that'll be cool. So yeah, cool. Maybe I won't spill coffee on my pants next time. That'd be sick. And also, let's not go to the dark web. How about that? How about let's just not
stay safe? That's what you should do.
If you do it, let me know if there's any like sports betting chats or anything. I'm all about that. So any parlays you guys want to send me? If you guys actually have a parlay, like a good one, DM me. I'd like to listen. That'd be cool. I went pretty bad this football season. Well, I guess this past football season.
Tough year.
We're hoping to redo that. So,
goddamn Christian. All right. Well, thanks again, guys. We will see you around the graveyard.
We're gonna go play some Fortnite. Bye, guys.
Thanks for listening to this chilling episode of The Supernaturals. For your protection, make sure to like and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. And stay tuned for the next episode.